back to Mount Panorama Bathurst, the FAI 1000 meeting. Formula Ford support race just about to get underway. Luke Yulden and Christopher Dell will start off the front row. Nick Agland and Greg Woodrow off the second. Timo Holko and Wayne Stoddart line up third. And Jason Hannigan and Barton Moore will start out of row 4.
Go back to row 5, car 75, Kenny Cabal in the Spectrum, then Ian Moncrief alongside. Steve Gotchell from position 11, Ty Hanger alongside him, the Gosford driver. Then back to Damon Hancock and the rest of the field, of course. Big field here at Bathurst, including Ralph Merkel in car 61.
Sean Bridge, Stelio Pizzi, Richard Luff all the way down to Peter Baddington and the Swift. Lots of Formula Fords, big grid, 34 cars in all. Tyler Macklin had some problems yesterday, he'll start off the back. Only moments away from the start. Formula Fords always turn on plenty of exciting action at Mount Panorama, a place where a lot of today's current V8 supercar stars cut their teeth. They want to put on a good show in front of all the V8 supercar teams in attendance now. Green flag at the back of the grid. We're getting very close to a start in this 6-lapper. Pole man Luke Yulden very dominant in the 6-lapper yesterday. Can he do it again on Sunday? We get the green light. And they're away. Yulden, good start on the inside. Can he muscle his way through? Yes, indeed. So a race winner from yesterday. A pole position man will lead this big field through turn 1 up Mountain Straight for the first time. As we welcome on board our new Formula Ford Euro Cup champion, Marcus Ambrose, back in the country for a couple of weeks. Congratulations on your Formula Ford victory in Europe, Marcus. And it's great to have you here at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's been a very successful season for me, and it's a pleasure to be back here and watching the Formula Fords from Australia race around Bathurst.
This is where you cut your teeth, and it's a pretty tough competition wherever you see Formula Fords racing anywhere around the world. It looks like a relatively clean start, Craig Denyer.
Absolutely, and watch out for Chris Dell in car 25, second outright, and I believe in your car from 1997, the Formula Ford Championship, second outright in that year, of course, for you, Marcus, in that car.
Yeah, Chris Dell's using the car that I used in 97 to finish second in the series here in Australia. It's been highly modified since then. He's done a lot of work on the aerodynamics and also the chassis components on the front suspension. So he's going very well. He's currently at the front of the pack there. I think he's in 3rd or 4th place. So he's in with a shout to win here today.
So Luke Yulden lead them across the young Victorian from the McGale SJ96. Beautifully turned out car. Chris Dell in 2nd place. The Formula Fords, even though they look quite spindly, Marcus, they're a pretty fast thing around here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very quick across the top of the mountain. It's almost flat out for these guys, but once they come over the skyline, the cars are very small, they're very lightweight, and they handle very well. So they actually go very quickly across the top of the mountain. They actually do a very good lap time around here. I think it's around about 2 minutes 28, so it's only 10 or 15 seconds off a very good touring car time.
Yulden's car, very similar, of course, to the car that won the championship this year. Greg Ritter's car, it's not the same car, but interesting that Yulden, of course, was a chief mechanic for Ritter's car, prepped the car most of the season, so no doubt he's got plenty of McGale experience.
Yeah, the McGale's a great car. It won the British Championship this year, and it's been a very successful manufacturer. So Luke's doing a great job to drive around here, and he hasn't had much seat time in the car this year, so he's just been actually taken for the lead there. That's a classic slipstream down the back of Conrod Straight. You'll see that again next up, I would imagine.
Yeah, Chris Dell took the lead down Conrod that time, but Yulden wants to argue. He's coming down the side in the McGale. They go side by side, and Hell Conner, he gets first position back. What a great run out of the chase for Yulden. So he'll lead them across the line for the first time. Dell drops back into 2nd place.
So let's give you the top 5. It's Yulden, Woodrow, 2nd outright. Then Christopher Dell now 3rd. Holko moved up at 6th.
So it was Woodrow. A brilliant move. Used the to his advantage. Look at this. He just ducks out of the draft. Side by side as they come up Mountain Straight. It looks like Yulden will be pretty well positioned on the inside, Marcus.
Yeah, I don't know. I think actually Greg's got a very good run here, and if he pulls over to the right-hand side of the track, he may be able to defend his position. But he didn't, and Luke's got his run, so it'll be up to Luke now to pull across the top of the mountain and try and pull a gap before he gets to Conrod again, because Greg's just going to slipstream past him again. Fantastic
racing in the Formula Fords. Let's have a look on the Shell Helix replay of that time through the chase. Try and pick up the number of that car. 55, is it?
Yeah, it looks like number 55. 95 it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Stephen Lee car, the Ray. Formula Ford from 1995. What are you covering your eyes for, Marcus?
I got Marcus covering. He drove the Ray chassis in England this year, and it wasn't too good for you, was it?
No, it was a very tough season for me, and I actually had to stop driving the rain and go back to Van Diemen. It was a deal that was put on the table this time last year, and it was very attractive to me. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work. But we'll try again next year.
And you came so close to winning the British Formula Ford Festival this year. You had it shot to bits in the final. I think you had like a 4 or 5 second lead, and then a gear linkage failure or something.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate, but I was on pole position and I've done enough, so.
Oh,
Tyler, yes.
Tyler Macklem.
Tyler Macklem in the TDK car. Gee, I tell you what, it hasn't been his weekend. He qualified very, very well. Had a problem yesterday, which meant he had to start from the back of the grid today, and was hopeful of course, a big run through the field. But obviously, he's paid the penalty.
Well, Yilden doing a good job out in front too. But this great battle for second position. They're going to go almost 3 wide as they come down the straight. Dell has done a brilliant job to force his way through to the lead once again. You can throw a blanket over this leading 5. So I guess in this race it's so tactical, isn't it, Marcus? Now it's Woodrow still in command.
Yeah, so good performance from, I was going to say, good performance from Christopher Dell. This is really his best ever performance in Formula Ford. He's been here some 2 or 3 years now. I think this is his 3rd year at Bathurst, but he's really sort of come on form this weekend.
Hard to pick up the numbers on those 2 white cars as they come through the sun, but there's no doubt about it. Chris Dell is in the lead. Ackland in 2nd, Yilden in 3rd, and Woodrow in 4th position.
Also a good performance from young Greg Woodrow. He started quite well back yesterday. In fact, qualified 7th, finished 4th in yesterday's race, so he's showing some pretty good speed in the McGale that he's leased from the McDougall family. He leased it for the Indy event where he did quite well, and Bathurst as well.
Look at this big challenge. Now 56, Ackland now takes the lead. Dell goes back to 2nd. Check out the positions on the Ford race score. Replay of an incident through the chase. No, they're all coming off here. What number that is? Car 75.
That's Kenny Hall in the Spectrum, the 06B Spectrum.
Another one on the inside. Car 24 was in trouble too, but they've all managed to stay out of the sand. One of the fastest parts of the circuit. Look at this battle, Marcus Ambrose. 5 cars.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. It's a classic Bathurst Formula Ford race here. We've got 4 or 5 cars all very close together, and they're all swapping positions going down Conrod Straight and up Mountain Straight. What I'd be doing if I was in front here, I'd be sitting back in 2nd place, 3rd place, just waiting for my time, not doing anything silly, and on the last lap, try and do everything I can to pull away across the mountain.
Great performance from Nick Ackland too, the young Orange-based Formula Forder. Had a lot of time in karting, but this is really his 1st year in Formula Ford. Took out the State Series, racing a Spectrum 07, was 3rd yesterday. Great performance from him.
Yeah, I know Nick quite well. I raced against him in go-karts, and he's from Orange, which is only about 50 kilometres away from here. This is his first proper season in car racing. He's doing a great job. He's learning, and he's also keeping the car on the track. Very important.
Chris Dell wants to argue though. Car 25 coming along side by side. A drag race down Conrod Straight once again. Our poleman and former race leader Yilden now slips back in the order. Look at them switching and changing position. They're going to go 3 wide this time. Oh, just so close. Wheels hanging out. There's no guards to protect them. Very easy to rub wheels in a Formula Ford car, but fortunately no one's done it that time around.
And carrying an amazing amount of speed down there too, Marcus. I mean, 220, 225, depending on the tow.
Yeah, I think it may even be a little bit quicker than that. I think they're probably getting around about 230, 233 with a really good tow here. And it's a nice crisp day, so they might get a few extra horses out of that engine.
Good move by Yilden to climb back up the order. The Dell now has a critical break. 2 or 3 car lengths. Let's see who's got the horsepower. Good run out of turn 1 as they head up Mountain Straight once again.
Woodrow's moved through to 2nd outright, so it's Dell from Woodrow, then Ackland now back to 3rd, Yilden 4th, Holko 5th, Moyer still 6th outright. Ty Hanger's come through, he's doing well, top 10, 7th, then Jason Haddigan and Steve Grotchell 9th outright, then Moncrief in 10th.
Oh, look at Ackland move over to cover his territory. Yilden waving his fist, I think. But he has to sit back in the order as they head up the shelf once again. So Chris Dell, everything to do. And as we've seen in Formula Ford racing so many times at Mount Panorama, it's not always best to lead the final lap, is it?
No, it's always best to be leading over the finish line, so yeah.
We've seen so many opportunities down Conrod Straight in that last lap to use the aerodynamic draft to your advantage. Shell Helix replay, a bit further back in the pack. Oh.
Argument over territory there.
Very gentle contact. It was enough to put one of them offline. Oh, skating is sliding around.
You can see there that Chris Dell can realise the advantage of having a really good run across the top of the mountain, and he actually was pushing a little bit too hard there. Got to wobble on from the back of the car across Skyline, and the other cars are caught right up. So I think coming down Conrod, he's going to lose a couple of positions.
Must get a very different view of Mount Panorama sitting in a Formula Ford as you would in a V8 supercar. Your backside is just so close to the ground, aren't you?
Yeah, the car's running about 40 millimetres of ride height off the ground, and that's running underneath the floor tray. And if you're a driver about my height, which is around about 5'10", you have to actually sit on the floor tray. You can't afford to have a seat around your bum. So it's very close, and if you run across a curve or something, it gets a bit hot.
Greg Woodrow also putting in a tremendous performance again in its McGale.
Look at Yildind down the inside. He's done a tremendous run through the traffic there. There has been nothing between these leading 5 cars throughout the race. So Yildind now just goes to show you can be running 5th in this pack. All of a sudden you're 1st. You can position your car correctly for the tow down the straight. You can do a lot of work. 2 laps remaining as they come across the start-finish line this time around. Who is going to win this thing? You couldn't even begin to guess at this stage.
Well, he was 4th last time around. Now he's back up to 1st.
So look at this, 2 breakaway packs. Yildind goes the inside line. Takes Dell with him. Anglin fighting with Hulko and Moore.
I guess this track, Mount Panorama, Marcus, is very critical on straight line speed. I know Christopher Dell said they made quite a few modifications to the engine cover of the car just to actually pick up a few more tenths here at Mount Panorama.
Yes, a Formula Ford is very critical to straight line speed. If you don't have straight line speed, you can't go quickly. There's no aerodynamic downforce required on the cars. They have no winds allowed. And so therefore you try to make the car as slippery as possible in a straight line. And aerodynamics is a very important factor in a Formula Ford race car.
Yildind leads them up once again. Christopher Dell in 2nd place. I think it's Anglin in 3rd now. Woodrow and Hulko fighting over 4th and 5th. There's nothing in this. Formula Ford's very evenly matched. 1600cc Ford engine only produces about 110, 115 horsepower. Here's a 4-speed Hewland transmission, control tyres. So very, very much a test of driver skill.
Steve Owen, of course, the victor here last year and not racing this weekend, not in Formula Ford anyhow. Greg Ritter, of course, went on to win this year's championship by 2 points. Tremendous season in Formula Ford here, Marcus. And, of course, both Steve and Greg have teamed up in the Valvoline V8 Supercar for today, qualified 37.
Yeah, it's a very good opportunity for both those boys, running at Bathurst, running a touring car here at Bathurst. And they're doing a great job. I think touring cars is a very competitive category, and they have to learn and just take their time around this place. But it's a very good opportunity for them, and best of luck.
Let's see who uses the aerodynamic tow to their advantage this time around. They hook up in this big tray. Look at Alligator weaving sideways across the circuit now. Dell ducks out of the draft. He's got a little bit more speed on board. They're going to go side by side over the rise on the approach to the chase. Anglin wants his slice of the action too. Off Garrett, this swarming pack, hard under brakes, into the chase once again.
Fabulous 5-car freight train of Formula Fords here at Mount Panorama. Tremendous racing. They always turn it on. Only 1 lap to go, of course, once they take the strike this time around.
6.2 kilometres of racing left, Marcus. Where would you like to be in this pack at the moment?
I think I'd like to be exactly where Luke Yildind is. They're in 2nd position. He's got a nice run here. He's got to just get up Mountain Straight. If he can hold 2nd place across the top of the mountain, he'll get that drag down Conrod, and he will hopefully be able to defend going into the last corner to win. That's where I'd want to be. It's a smart spot because you can control the race from there. If you're in the front, you've got no control because people are catching you too quickly.
Just while we got a chance, so what are your plans next year? You did very well toward the end of the Formula Ford season this year in Europe. Where do you go in 2000?
Well, I'm trying to get to Formula 3. That's the next category that's really worthwhile doing for me as a driver, to learn, to improve, and to prove myself on an international stage again. So that's what I'm trying to aim for. There's 2 or 3 options that I'm looking at seriously, but I believe I've got a very strong chance of getting there next year and doing Formula 3 and doing a very good job with a good team.
We'll keep our fingers crossed for you overseas, Formula 3. We hope everything works out for you. We've still got a lot of racing left in this one on the last lap.
Yildind back in front too, so again leading Christopher Dell. Woodrow in the sports cover car back there in 3rd spot. Luke, of course, is the son of 2-time Australian production car championship winner Kent Yildind, so he's been around motorsport a long time, but has really been only racing Formula Ford on and off for a number of years. Has never put in a real competitive season yet.
It's close across the top here. Time running out, less than half a lap for this field. 5 of them, they've been covered by a blanket the whole race distance. Really is where legends are born, Formula Ford. Keep in mind, only 2 of the last 11 Formula Ford champions are not driving in the FAI 1000 this year, so it shows that if you are good, strong and competitive in Formula Ford... Oh dear, last time through the Ford Tickford cutting, car 15.
Ty Hanger, the Gosford driver.
Gets a little help along the way. Hope he's out of harm's way there. There's a great battle going at the front as they come down Conrod Straight for the final time. 5 cars covered. Dell side by side with Yilden. Looks like Aglin's going to have his slice too. Are they going to go 3 wide into here? Aglin's boxed in behind Dell. Yilden second. Who can do something on the brakes?
Dell, of course, carrying Peter Wallace in.
Oh, it was Yilden. Oh no. Okay, what's the slice? Well, Yilden though has positioned his car beautifully. Can someone do it about the final corner as they come down to pit straight for the last time, covering his territory on the inside? No one's going to get the inside under brakes. Big brake lock up from Dell, and it's going to be Yilden. Incredible. Beautifully positioned on that last lap. He did a great job, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually he took the lead up Mountain Straight. He was able to defend all the way down Conrod. Very impressive manoeuvre there into the chase, and he was able to hold on for that victory. So well done, Luke. It was a very good drive.
Well, 2 out of 2. Would have done his dad proud. Former Australian production car champion, son of. Looks like a kid with a big future. If that's anything to judge by, let's check him out on the FAI race score. Luke Yilden won, Christopher Dell, I should say, Greg Woodrow in 3rd. All the way down to Steve Grotchell in 8th position. Back with more in a moment.